Well, it's today's February the 16th, and again, I am the polar bear champion. Yeah. I'm just practicing. Just practicing. You know, it's inevitable that like every year, Keith and myself will be the polar bear champions again. Now, I know I keep seeing little spits of snow. Of course, it is supposed to snow today. Looking at the thermometer from this distance, looks like 30 or maybe 32 degrees right now. And don't worry, it's not February 16th. No, this is only November. But no, it's like everything else, you know. Me and Keith always try to do everything as a tag team together. And the reason we do that is it's number one, a tag team is a different category for the polar bear. And number two, if we didn't start a different category, like a tag team, then it'd always be the same thing every year. Number one and number two is me or Keith, one of us. Number one and number two all the time. So it's like, well, why don't we start polar bear or start tag teaming, start a whole new thing. And that way, the guys out there want to ride, they can, you know. So that's what we started doing, and now we've got several tag teams, and but that's okay, because we'll always be the tag team champions. We will never be beat. But today I'm running up to the clubhouse, and I got to do a little bit of work on the Rebel again. I want to work on. Still trying to make a ride on a motorcycle in the wintertime somewhat as pleasurable as a ride in the summertime, which we've got everything where we're pretty warm except for our feet, so that's what we're working on this year. We've got it where wearing the correct helmets and things to keep your face warm, a scarf to keep your neck warm, and we found a thin snowsuit that has absolutely almost no weight to it, which is, we put them over top of our, well, like clothes I'm wearing right now. Once it really gets cold, I'll throw that snowmobile suit on. And we got them big enough to go over our regular clothes that we'd regularly wear for weather like this. And they're light enough. You can't hardly even tell you got them on. But absolutely no wind gets through them, which makes it you're not feeling any of that cold wind. You keep it warm. And so we had that defeated last year, where we was warm all over except for our feet. We tried several different things last year. At one time I said, well, I think what it is our insulated boots that we wear, which is just regular work boots, but they're insulated, thin insulated. But it's like, well, I think that my feet sweat. I think they're so warm of a boot that my feet actually sweat in them a little bit. And then once they sweat and we're out there riding and the cold wind hitting on them and stuff, start freezing. I mean, you freeze your feet off. It takes about 80 miles when your feet really start getting cold. So we're working on this year, trying to make it where we get our feet comfortable. And once our feet are comfortable, well, we can ride like we do in the summer. We can put miles and miles on. And that's our goal for this year, to try to do that. But anyway, last year I actually carried 2 or 3 pairs of socks with me. And I thought, you know, if my feet are sweating in these things, we'll wait till my feet are getting cold. And I figured, okay, they're not sweating now, they're cold. That's when I'd pull over out in the middle of nowhere, in the snow, cold weather and everything else, and take my boots off. Then I'd change my socks, which you could tell by the way they felt they were damp. So I'm thinking, well, there's what it is. Socks are damp, cold weather, freezing your feet. And we'd actually change the socks and see how we go from there. But now, seemed to be my problem was I'd change my socks. Oh man, my feet were freezing. It's cold to begin with, and then you take off your shoes and socks, they are freezing out there. But by the time I would get my boots on and get all ready to go again, that was enough time that my feet would actually warm up in the boot. And you'd start actually sweating again. So we'd go to, you know, as far as we could, and do the whole thing over again. You know, change socks. So it did work, actually, for a little bit. But also it was a pain in the butt to do it. Okay, I'm at the clubhouse now. I'm going to check the mail, stuff like that, and get ready to start working on the bike. So we'll catch y'all later.